Most people think a life falls apart in a single night. It doesn't. It collapses with one alarm you postpone and one lie. I'll start on Monday. Not luck, not intelligence, just habits. So how did Leo, who couldn't even get out of bed, turn it around in 6 months? It started with one sentence from Mr. Miller downstairs. Not comfort, a slap. A rainy industrial town, always gray, always wet. A place where the streets shine from rain even at noon, where the air feels heavy. Leo lived there with his girlfriend named Sarah. Leo was 28, smart. He graduated from university with honors. People loved to call him full of potential. But potential is a strange word. It makes you feel good, even without moving at all. And Leo carried it like a shield. Leo's problem wasn't laziness. It was more dangerous. Procrastination wearing the mask of perfectionism. If he didn't feel ready, he wouldn't move. And if he started, he would quit the moment his excitement disappeared. His mornings had a rhythm. Alarm, half-open eyes, a stare at the ceiling. Then that sentence. Not today. He'd grab his phone and snooze the alarm. 5 minutes. 5 became 10. 10 became an hour. The day slipped. In the evening, he'd say, tomorrow. And in the morning, he'd say what he said in the evening. Always the same loop. Even the house was like Leo, half finished. Unframed diplomas leaning against the wall, books never opened, half-done projects. Everything was waiting for the word soon. But soon never came. Sarah, on the other hand, had been there for 3 years. She worked double shifts, kept the house together, and carried her own future. Every evening, the same scene. Leo in the same chair, buried in his phone. Games, scrolling, empty eyes. Sarah was tired of hearing the word tomorrow from Leo. The moment the glass overflowed was a Tuesday morning. Leo had postponed the job application again and said, "I'm not in the mood." This time, Sarah didn't argue and appeared at the door with a suitcase. There was no anger. There was something colder than anger, accepting what Leo had become. "I was in love with your dreams," Sarah said, "but you're not the man who will build those dreams. I don't want to live with maybe anymore." The door closed and Sarah left. But what closed wasn't only a door. Something else had ended too. That sound didn't echo in the empty house. It hit Leo's chest like a heavy block of concrete. He couldn't defend himself because Sarah was right. He kicked the empty pizza box on the floor. His chest was tightening. He grabbed his jacket and threw himself under the rain just to be able to breathe. And when the cold air hit his face, that sharp truth stabbed into his mind. This time, what he lost wasn't only Sarah. Somewhere along the way, he had actually lost himself. When Leo stepped outside the building, he saw Mr. Miller, 70 years old, retired soldier. It was raining, but he was in the yard repairing the fence. Shaved, upright, as if the weather had no power over him. Every morning, he did the same small rituals. He swept the steps, tightened a loosened screw, checked the line of the fence with his hand, and wiped his wet tools one by one and placed them into his bag in millimetric order. What he was doing wasn't about the yard. It was as if he was holding the leash of his mind. Leo walked up to Miller with anger and shame in his voice and asked, "Why, Mr. Miller? You're retired. No one watches you. No one gives you medals. Why are you here every morning in this cold?" Miller set the hammer down slowly, stood up, and looked Leo in the eyes. "I'm not doing this so people can see, son. I'm doing this so I don't abandon myself." Then he said the sentence that split Leo's life in two. "If your mood runs your day, you stand still. If your habits run your day, your world changes." Miller didn't say another word after that. He bent down, picked up his toolbox, and went inside. Leo stayed in the rain. Those words weren't comfort. They were like a wake-up slap. Because Leo saw this for the first time. His mood had been lying to him for years. And that lie had only been stealing from his life. That night, Leo didn't swear to change the world. He didn't plan a new life. He set one simple rule for himself. When the alarm rings, I will get up. That's all. The first 2 days felt easy. Anger and motivation carried him. The real test came on the third morning. 6 o'clock. A storm was hitting the window. The room was freezing. The bed felt like the safest, warmest place on earth. That old, sneaky voice inside him whispered, "Sarah is gone. No one is watching you. Stay in bed today. Start tomorrow." It sounded logical, even too logical. Most people lose exactly here. But Leo remembered Mr. Miller standing straight in the rain. Without letting his mind bargain, he threw the blanket off in anger, as if pushing an enemy off of him. He planted his feet on the cold floor, and with shaking hands, he started making the bed. As he pulled the sheet tight, it felt like he wasn't only fixing fabric, but fixing his mind too, like he was putting order into a life that had been slipping away for years. He walked to his desk, pulled out the chair, and opened his computer. But this time, he didn't play games. He opened his resume he hadn't touched for months. He found that job application he promised Sarah he would do, but never did. Click. Sent. Then another one. And another one. That morning, Leo didn't listen to his temporary feelings. He listened to action. 2 weeks later, a reply came and he found a job. It wasn't a CEO position. It was a normal, boring data entry job. Old Leo would have said, "This job isn't for me," and quit in 3 days. But the new Leo didn't need entertainment. He needed discipline. Weeks, months passed, and it wasn't only the bed that got made. That morning discipline spread through his whole day in waves. Half-finished projects got completed. His desk got cleaned. The sentence, "I'll do it later," was replaced by, "It's done now." Small things, but they piled up, like seeds growing silently under the soil. Then one night, it felt like the thread slipped. He got lost on the phone and went to bed late. When the alarm rang in the morning, his hand automatically went to the snooze button. For a moment, the old Leo who gave up had returned. But then he sat up in bed, his eyes burning, and whispered to himself, "No, not today." And this time, he used that sentence at the right time and in the right place. He was messy, he was irritated, he wasn't perfect. But in the end, he was standing. In the 6th month, people in the office started noticing. Leo wasn't just doing his job, He was standing like an unshakable rock in the middle of the office chaos. One day, his coworker Emily came to his desk in surprise. "Leo," she said, "everyone here is falling apart under stress. Where does this discipline come from?" Leo calmly set down the pen in his hand. "I have no secret," he said. "I just learned to love the small promises I make to myself, more than whatever I feel in the moment." No secret, just consistency. Then the real test came. Monday morning, a big client meeting. Everyone in the office was tense, papers shaking, voices speeding up, last-minute panics happening. Leo looked at them for a moment and felt something strange. Calm. This wasn't confidence that comes from talent. It was calm that comes from repetition. For a man who had been waking up at 6 o'clock for months and fighting his own willpower, this meeting felt like child's play. When the meeting started, he spoke slowly and calmly. And for the first time, the whole office went quiet and started matching his tempo. His unshakable posture in that meeting affected not only the room, but also the company's upper management. While everyone scattered in a crisis, Leo's calm and discipline didn't go unnoticed. That posture had finally paid off fully. 6 months after Sarah left, that promotion came. In the same company, he took charge of operations, a success that no one in that town, in that department, believed could happen so fast. This was the future Sarah always hoped for. But the future Leo only deserved after being alone and winning that inner war. And that morning, with that old weight lifted from his shoulders, as he stepped out of the building to go to his new office, he saw Mr. Miller again in the yard. Leo walked up to him. "My mood kept me stuck for years, sir. But that day, your words and my habits saved me." Miller smiled slightly. "That's how it works, son." Then he ended that short moment and returned to his fence with his usual silence. Leo took a deep breath, buttoned his jacket, pulled his shoulders back, and started walking toward his new life at the end of the street. The footsteps of the man who once dragged himself were now rhythmic, heavy, and solid. Remember, success is not one giant move. Success is the sum of those small steps you take even when you don't feel like it. Maybe you are right now exactly where Leo started. Tomorrow, don't try to fix your whole life at once. Just choose one rule. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. Make your bed. Walk for 10 minutes. Now I'm asking you, when that alarm rings tomorrow morning, will you listen to your mood, or will you build your future?